no coordination with the Indian Army. The court observed that Lieutenant Colonel Purohit's presence in meetings or forums was not sufficient to prove active conspiracy or planning of the Malegaon blast. The order reflects that Lieutenant Colonel Purohit was incarcerated for years with little concrete evidence and raises concerns about the misuse of investigation powers or the investigative powers. Now here at CNN News 18, we've got the entire copy, but this is a short excerpt which I'd just like our viewers to also have a look at. Some of the important points to note. And if we look at this, let's try and get the camera down. Yeah, you can see it here. Now, even for the sake of the moment, if it is assumed that the accused were in custody, this is page number 624 that I'm reading one particular portion of it. It was eminently desirable that they were taken before or under the order of the magistrate. Now, this is about that ATS did not raise or objection to give voice sample. In such circumstances, police are competent to take the samples, but to dispel any suspicion and as to its bona fides or to eliminate the possibility of fabrication of evidence, it was eminently desirable that they were taken before or under the order of the magistrate. So the allegation that voice samples were tampered with, these were not the original ones. The court says you should have done it under the aegis of a magistrate under 164 CRPC, that is the erstwhile section before the BNS came into play. Now, let's look at page 1020 onwards. I'm going to move to page, this is the entire list of hostile witnesses. There are 39 hostile witnesses. Witnesses who to the NIA changed their statements contrary to what the ATS had garnered from them. But I'm going to move to page number 1027. And 1028, paragraph number 1527. Now, this is very important. Here it goes. Now, 1027. Almost all those witnesses, and please see what it says, almost all those witnesses during the course of the evidence deposed that they had not given their statements voluntarily, but their statements were taken as dictated under coercion by officers of the ATS. Then, the number of witnesses further alleged that they were subjected to torture, ill treatment and unlawful detention during the course of investigation. The absence of formal complaints against ATS officers by all such witnesses cannot by itself be grounds to dismiss their testimony as false or unreliable. It is a well-acknowledged aspect of human behavior that the decision to lodge complaints is influenced by various subjective factors, including personal courage, perception of risk, psychological trauma, and apprehension of future retaliation. Now, moreover, it emerges from the evidence of witnesses that certain witnesses have demonstrated courage and filed complaints against ATS personnel, specifically alleging acts of torture, harassment and illegal detention. Okay, now, in addition to it, several facts are admitted by investigating officer of the NIA, PW32, DYSP Anil Dubey, in his cross-examination, which also shows that during the course of their investigation, it was transpired that the ATS officers tortured, illegally detained not only some of the witnesses, but also the accused. This underscores the credibility of such allegations. Now, this is important, viewers. 1529 para. It is necessary to mention that two prime investigating agencies were involved in this matter. That is the ATS and NIA. Both agencies conducted independent investigations and submitted separate charge sheets upon completion thereof. However, the allegations of misconduct, torture, illegal detention have been leveled exclusively against ATS officers, and no such accusations have been made against any officer of the NIA, thus pointing towards the treatment given by ATS officers to the witnesses is self-sufficient, which raises concern and credibility of evidence collected by ATS officers during the course of the investigation. And based on this, the order finally reads, upon a comprehensive evaluation of the entire evidence available on record, I am of the considered view that the prosecution has failed to adduce cogent, reliable and legally acceptable evidence. The testimony of prosecution witnesses is riddled with material inconsistencies and contradictions. Such discrepancies undermine the credibility of the prosecution's case and fall short of establishing the guilt of the accused beyond reasonable doubt. And thereafter, in the final order, the more serious the offence, the higher standard of proof required for conviction. Admittedly, in the present case, there is no reliable, cogent and acceptable evidence on record as discussed supra to warrant the conviction. And that is why the judge says in the order, all the accused are hereby acquitted of the punishable sections of 120B, 153A, 302, 307, 326, 324 and 427 of IPC and sections 16 and 18 of the UAPA 1967, along with sections 3, 4, 5, 6 of the Explosive Substances Act 1908, wide section 235/1 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. So this is a short portion which undermines the role of the Maharashtra ATS. Now furthermore, Ananya and some of the others who have perused the full judgment copy say that at many instances the credibility of this and whether or not a particular motive was being pursued by the ATS officers has also been questioned. Let's go across. And this is on a day when there are many who try to underline A, Sanatani terror, and B, to say that there was Hindutva extremism and because the governments have changed. And that is why the entire investigation's facet nature has changed. Gopal Krishna Agarwal joins us, national spokesperson of the BJP, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, Syed Asad Abbas, political analyst, and we should have Tausif Khan, author and political analyst, joining us in a bit. Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, Prithviraj Chavan, a former Chief Minister of Maharashtra, says, don't say Bhagwa, but say Hindu or Sanatani terror. Does that not underline the political objective? What does the BJP have to say to this?
It is very clear. We have been telling that since the beginning, this saffron terror bogey was created for appeasement politics of UPA and Congress. And at the same time, between 2008 and 10, we saw the maximum terrorist attacks on India sponsored by Pakistan. And at various point of time, the inaction of the UPA government to act against Pakistan, to safeguard their inaction, camouflage their inaction, they wanted to exonerate Pakistan. That these 2-3 narratives are very clear. They also wanted to completely, which revelations have come today about the ATS chief, that even Mohan Bhagwat ji's name was also included to be for he was pressurized to arrest him. So all these point out to very clear narrative that the Congress wanted to create their appeasement politics, because there was huge outcry at every place that one particular religion, Muslim, were involved into terrorist activity, and they wanted to just exonerate them and also appease their vote bank politics, and that was the clear indication which has now been underlined by the court order and observations that you have very clearly mentioned.
Syed Asad Abbas?
It's absolutely unfair to address any religion with the term terrorism. We all know mazhab nahi sikhata aapas mein bair rakhna. Years before, when I was asked on several news channels my comment on saffron terrorism or so-called Hindu terrorism, I said Hinduism is a beautiful way of living. My best friend is a Hindu, and it is absolutely unfair and condemnable to address as saffron terror or Hindu terror. Hinduism is a beautiful and a religion of peace. So therefore, those who address saffron terrorism or Hindu terrorism should hang their heads in shame and apologize on this verdict. The fact of the matter, now coming to the Malegaon blast, the same NIA, in its final argument in the special court, submitted that the Malegaon blast was orchestrated by the conspirators to terrorize a section of Muslim community. disrupt essential services, create communal tensions, and threaten the state's internal security. The fact of the matter is, if those accused are acquitted, so who is behind taking away 6 lives? Who is answerable to the families of the victims? Who is answerable to the 100 people who were injured? The fact of the matter is, there is politics being played here. Nevertheless, as I heard from the victims' families through the media sources, there will be appeal in the higher court and justice will be served.
Okay, 2-3 things, sir. One, that the person who wrote "Mazhab nahi sikhata aapas mein bair rakhna," he actually
Allama Iqbal.
He actually then espoused the two-nation theory and then embraced Pakistan. So, yes, there is no disrespect to him, but then to quote him today perhaps is a fallacy. The other part, sir, there is nothing called Hinduism. Hindutva is Hinduness, and the schisms should be avoided because it's not called Islamism, it's called Islam. So it is to be a Hindu. And the other part, sir, as per the Supreme Court has said, it's not a religion, sir, it is a way of life which is intrinsic to Bharat, and that is how it is. Hinduness is inclusive. Those who coined this term today are running away. Question those people, including the likes of Prithviraj Chavan, etc. And if they continue to say that today, then you should question the narrative that they tried to spin with the Malegaon 2008 blast. And the question of who did it should be asked of the officers then. Yes, Gopal Krishna Agarwal ji, you were saying something. The same Parambir Singh who's been named, sir. The same Parambir Singh who's been named, sir. When did he make his comeback? When did he come back to the spotlight? When did he come back into a position of authority and power? The moment you had the MVA government back in power in Maharashtra. Is there no, till then he was in political oblivion, or he was also not seen anywhere in place. How come he gets a place of prominence, and what did he try to do at that time? These are all questions which many will ask. Gopal Krishna Agarwal before Dr. Ranganathan. Yeah.
I just want to tell one point, underline. It is that there is no, religion is not involved in terrorism. But if particular people of religion, you cannot hide the fact under this thing. You cannot camouflage the actions taken by particular community, religion community. You cannot say the Muslims are for conducting the terrorist act. But you, in the name of this false pseudo-secularism, that narrative Congress wanted to build is also to be exposed. If in Pahalgam, certain one particular religion people killed Hindus, identifying their religion.
The people like you taking a religion
this mentality of camouflaging that
I am a Muslim.
Is also
to be
Indian
Muslim.
Completely
and what kind of attribution
disseminated.
Is this? So we don't expect this from you, sir.
No.
Don't attribute
you are misunderstanding him, Syed Asad Abbas.
Yeah.
You are misunderstanding.
Yeah, we can.
What he's trying to say. One minute.
Sir, we are not fools sitting here. No.
What is he trying to say?
I condemn your
that
statement.
if
I condemn your statement.
You don't heckle and don't argue for the sake of argument, Syed Asad Abbas. You're missing the trees for the woods. Please understand.
You cannot attribute terrorism to a religion.
Correct. So please understand.
Do that.
So please understand.
You need to respect every religion.
Please understand.
Respect every religion.
Syed Asad
no
Abbas.
religion teaches
Syed
you
Asad Abbas, please calm down.
anything to do with violence.
Please calm down. What he's trying to say is that if the point is that you cannot, he is questioning the Congress party.
What he is trying to say here.
So you have to listen to.
Do not attribute.
No, Syed Asad Abbas, please don't make me raise my voice, and please don't be indisciplined here. He heard you out quietly. You should have the patience to listen to him, Syed Asad Abbas. Don't unnecessarily miss the trees for the woods and then unnecessarily play the heckling game here, please. I am telling you, listen to him and then respond. Don't heckle him in between.
I have heard him enough.
No, you have not heard him enough. You have not heard him enough. You have not heard him enough. You are trying to disrupt the debate. Don't do that.
Of course I have.
This is not the platform for you to resort to what you are trying to do, Syed Asad Abbas. Just calm down. I don't want to mute you. I do not want to mute you. You should extend the courtesy to him because he heard you out. Extend the courtesy to him. Please show that civility at least.
I've done that enough.
No, you have not done. You have not done that at all. 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 You have not put out a single post.
Anand,
1 minute.
you cannot do that.
Nobody is doing anything. You are supposed to act. If that is the case, you turn around and ask every single Congress person, Congress leader, let me see your post. You have not put out a single post. You have not put out a single post asking the Congress leaders why did they attach Hinduism with terror all these years. Since 2008 to 2025, they continue to do it even today. Not a single post have you put out. You just kept quiet all this while. Don't try and play this game of hypocrisy. Don't try and give cover fire. Don't try and give cover fire to terrorists and those who are Islamists. Don't try and give cover fire to them in trying to bat for Islam. No, don't do that, sir. Gopal Krishna Agarwal, please complete. This man has decided he wants to derail the debate. I'm not going to let him do that anymore. Yes, Gopal Krishna Agarwal.
I want to underline this fact that particular religion had been undertaking terrorist activity in the country. The Congress, and there was a big about their policy of pseudo-secularism. To counter that narrative, they created a bogey of Hindu terrorism. That also we have to understand, that you cannot hide facts from the actions of certain particular community or religion. We have to understand that if you want a neutral and equitable platforms, you have to understand that don't undermine facts and don't create false narrative to counter your appeasement politics that the Congress had been continuously operating for a very long period.
Okay, let Dr. Tausif is with us. Dr. Ranganathan, please make your point, and then I'm going to come back to you, Gopal Krishna Agarwal, because there are a few questions the BJP also needs to answer. But yes, Dr. Ranganathan. Tausif is with us. Namaste, Tausif. Yeah, go ahead, please, Dr. Ranganathan.
Good evening, Anand, and good evening to my fellow panelists. Before I'm interrupted with arguments of whataboutery, context, or that I am not eligible to say what I'm going to say, I want to expand on this wonderful epithet that my good friend Abbas has uttered, "Majhab nahi sikhata, aapas mein bair rakhna." Quite true. No one has the right to be worshipped but Allah, 40:62. Those who deny the Quran, their necks will be shackled, 40:70. Polytheists, i.e. Hindus, are the worst of creatures, 98:6. Do not marry the polytheist women unless they come to believe in Islam, 2:21. Fight against those who do not believe in Allah and who do not adopt Islam. Fight them until they give the jizya while they are humbled. Those who disbelieve in our verses, we will drive them into a fire, 4:56. Do not take disbelievers as friends unless they convert, and kill them if they refuse, 4:89. Do not forget that disbelievers are allies of one another, 8:73. Do not make disbelievers guardians, 5:51. I can go on and on and on. But he's right. Majhab nahi sikhata, aapas mein bair rakhna. And ironic that the fellow who penned this was one of the most communally bigoted people, the progenitor of Pakistan, you can say, Allama Iqbal, who also said, and I quote him, "I confess to be a pan-Islamist, and the sole mission of Islam is to purge idolatry and infidelity and to have removal of all false gods," unquote. So when we are not accepting the fact that we cannot speak the truth, we cannot utter quotes, what kind of society are we bequeathing to our future generations? That said, it is also a fact that, as I said, terrorism has religions, and terrorism has a religion, and the religion also can be Hinduism. But the fact is that the only terrorism the Hindus are capable of is tax terrorism. And we've seen enough evidence of that. But for people who say terrorism has no religion, I want to ask them, what was it that all those people in Pahalgam was asked by the terrorists to recite the kalma? Those who did were spared. Those who weren't were shot in the head. Why were their trousers lowered to check what? What exactly were they checking? Their tax status, their Aadhaar card? So let us not fool ourselves. Let us not run a fool's errand. Coming back to this point, Anand, The fact of the matter is that yes, this was a meticulously pre-planned conspiracy to have Bhagwa terror as a stamp, to tarnish a billion people, to draw a false equivalence with the reality. You see, the problem is now they are denying the reality that terrorism has religion. But the fact is, were they faced with the prospect that they could no longer deny the reality, they wanted to have another equivalence of it. So that we can say, yes, terrorism has a religion and the religion is Hinduism, and how it has fallen flat. But couple of things I would say. We have a very short memory as Indians, Anand. One thing, the person that we have forgotten in all this is the late Sub-Inspector Hon'ble. Were it not for him, we would not be alive today as what we are right now. Let us accept it. He was the man who caught Kasab alive. Yeah. The entire plan, leave alone of Malegaon, of 2611, was to have this saffron terror concretized. When Kasab was ordered to wear Kalava, what was the reason? It was all given explicitly. Had Kasab not been caught alive, we would all have been branded as terrorists, and that is the sad fact. We can run away from it, but we can't hide from it.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal, what of those who spun this narrative once this judgment is over? The other, what are you going to do? Beyond playing politics. When I say you, what's the BJP, what's the government of the day going to do?
This today, whatever judgment has come from the court, it is a very important discussion intellectually, and for the national interest also this debate should be there. Why this was done? Congress did not believe that this was Hindu terrorism. They knew and they wanted to create the narrative of Hindu terrorism. Why? This is the question we should answer. It was because that at that point of time, terrorist activities were being undertaken by certain religion communities, and they did not want to acknowledge the facts. They wanted to hide those facts. They did not accept, as Dr. Ranganathan said, they did not wanted to acknowledge the realities of that time, and it was hurting their appeasement politics. So one was the agenda for creating this saffron terror. There are three agendas. One, to counter fulfill the appeasement politics.
Second, whatever the Congress did, you're saying the Congress did this. Are they not criminally culpable?
Yes.
Whoever they are they not criminally culpable? Is it only politics and optics?
Definitely.
The other thing is,
yes,
just like every Hindu will take umbrage to it being branded Bhagwa Atangwad or Bhagwa terrorism. Is it wrong for the average Muslim to feel hurt when all Muslims are branded as terrorists, or there is an attempt to cart a plan call all Muslims as terrorists?
We are not saying, Anand, we are not saying that every Muslim is a terrorist. But if a Muslim commits something just to create your appeasement politics, you will, if in Pahalgam, you will not say that Hindus were killed by identified people.
Correct, but
yes.
No. So in Pahalgam, if the Hindus were singled out, the terrorists were not from Bharat. They were Pakistani, and the identity is Pakistani. The identity is not that they were Muslim. They were Pakistani and then they were Muslim, and they did it in the name of Islam, but they came from Pakistan. It is not an Indian citizen who did it in the name of Islam.
No, we are
even if an Indian citizen did it in the name of Islam, does that mean that all Muslims are terrorists?
Anand, what we are talking is why this saffron terrorism narrative was created by
So if that is wrong,
Congress.
Sir, I agree. So you are saying that the
issue.
BJP is not saying that all Muslims are terrorists, just like the Congress should have never said that all Hindus or Hindu is terrorist.
No, this narrative was
so it's a criminal act, right?
Appeasement politics.
What criminal action are you going to take? What criminal? Who made that? Who said that? It's already chronicled. Who stood out for a book launch saying that 2611 is an RSS sazish and did the Vimochan and made a speech in 2011 is all there. That person is still in the Rajya Sabha. What are you doing about it?
The thing is, everybody is now clear about that. There is no.
Okay. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
No, I just wanted to add to this because Gopalji is a very good friend, but you asked a very pertinent question. What are you going to do about the criminal culpability of the Congress? And I'm afraid the proof is in the pudding. The BJP is not going to do anything because in that RSS 2611 RSS ki sajish, in that book launch, there was one person on the extreme left standing next to the person who was launching the book. That person said that RSS was a Bhagwa terror and 2611 was RSS sajish. Where is that person now? That person, Mr. Kripa Shankar Singh, is in the BJP. So forget about holding people to account.
No, that's where the question is, sir. Today, a former chief minister has said, call it Sanatani terror. Has anybody from the BJP taken him to court for it? Has anybody taken him to the law of justice and say you are criminally culpable for insulting Sanatan and Hindu and Bhagwa? Has anybody done it, sir? Has any national spokesperson, has any sitting MP, has anybody taken a former chief minister and leader of the Congress party to the courts to drag him there and say, how dare you do it? Nobody's done it, sir. Everyone is playing politics. So there is no criminal culpability so if it is such a big insult, sir, sir, the Jamiyat right now, they are saying they will fight these cases. They are saying they will fight these cases from where? From the halal certification money that they get, they are fighting the cases for these accused. And they are taking the battle to the courts. What are those people who are taking umbrage to this Bhagwa terrorism doing?
BJP, what it will do, what government will do is surely a thing we should all see in the future. But the issue is that in democracy you have to fight these kind of narratives which are created by the people with particular mentality.
No, but those who create this narrative, you have to show some deterrence to them that they will not do it again. No, sir. There has to be some determination there. All the accused who have now been acquitted, they said they fought these battles alone. There was no Sangathan, there was nobody who fought these battles for them. They fought these battles alone. 17 years. So what are we saying, sir? Is it just pure politics for the BJP and pure optics? My objective is not to try and corner you, Gopalji. I have immense respect for you. But sometimes you have to walk the talk if you're so serious about nobody should raise questions on Hinduness and Bharat, Hindutva and the Hindus of Bharat.
No, you may differ on how to do it. But the thing is, BJP has an option to go to the court, take a legal action, government can take action, and with the politically, legally, or
now my apologies, Tausif, I've run out of time. We got another guest joining us right away. I'll make it up to you. You came into the debate late and it's got sidetracked in another direction. We'll make it up to you. My sincere apologies, please. Thank you. Have to move on for the moment. Thank you. President Donald Trump trying to impose a certain pressure and also to a certain level stare down at Bharat, called Bharat a dead economy along with Russia, where he seems to have suddenly opened hostilities after President Putin continues to push on what is Russia's agenda. So if President Trump wants to make America great again, President Putin wants to make Russia great again, and Bharat wants to make India or make Bharat great again. So each nation pushing for its own ideas. The government very clearly saying that a deal has to be a win-win. Both sides need to gain. It cannot be a one-sided or one-way traffic. But those remarks being picked up by the opposition and Rahul Gandhi there also saying Bharat is a dead economy. Joining us now, let's go straight across to him, a member of the PMEAC, Shri Gaurav Vallabh. Gaurav Vallabh ji, namaste, Jai Hind, thank you for your time. I just want to understand from you, is Bharat a dead economy, sir?
See, Anand, let's talk with the data. I don't want to make statements like what the leader of opposition is making statements. In the entire emerging economies of the world, emerging economies means large economies and developed economies. India is the only country with a forecasted growth rate of 6.5 to 7% GDP growth, and inflations are under 3%. So a country with a growth forecast of 7%, 6.5 to 7%, and inflation under 3%, and a leader of opposition living in India, earning his bread and butter, earning his growth is also happening because of the GDP's growth, living in India and saying that India is a dead economy. I think that is something extremely wrong, and I will say it is a blunder on the part of the leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, saying India is a dead economy. No large economy of the world is even having half of the GDP growth of India. Means if India is growing at 7%, no large economy is growing at 3.5% also. And people used to say in West that only star in the global economy is India. That's what people, the economists of the world used to say. And leader of opposition, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, living in India, making this statement for his own country, I think it's a wrong politically, wrong emotionally, wrong from the patriotic perspective, wrong from the perspective of the feeling of nationalism. So I will say he had done a historical blunder, saying that Indian economy is dead for Rahul Gandhi. If he is listening my telecast, he should tomorrow go to Parliament and in Parliament stand up and say, I regret for my statement saying India is a dead economy. India is a brightening star of the global economy. India is the only economy which is standing at high growth, low inflation. Indian economy, whether foreign exchange reserves are concerned, whether demographic dividends are concerned, whether unemployment rate is concerned, whether growth in service sector is concerned, whether the number of patents and number of copyrights growth is concerned, whether ease of doing business ranking is concerned, in all parameters, Indian economy had outperformed their counterparts in last 11 years. So saying India is dead, they are mentally dead. The guys who are saying India is a dead economy, they are mentally bankrupt and dead.
But one of the people who said that Bharat is a dead economy is also the President of the United States of America.
Hey, Anandji, I am not here to comment on any global leader or any, because I am not his voter. So I'm not paying my tax to him. I am paying my tax to the government of India. So I am accountable, responsible, and I feel happy when Indian economy grows. I feel sad when Indian economy is not growing as per expectation. So I don't want to comment on the global leader because I am not his voter. But in our country, Anandji, a person occupying a leader of opposition, constitutional position, saying that India is a dead economy is a sin. He had committed पाप. ये पाप है, ये देश के खिलाफ वक्तव्य है और ये politically भी highly incorrect वक्तव्य. So I don't know where he wants to score. Only thing in his mind, when I say in his mind, Mr. Rahul Gandhi's mind, is that he just want to attack Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Arre, you can't do that. He had grown and he took the country with him. 29 countries of the world gave their highest civilian awards to our Prime Minister. We should be proud of that. We should feel happy about that.
But Gauravji, what happens is that somewhere the lines get blurred between targeting a leader or the Prime Minister and somewhere hurting the cause of the country. Sometimes those lines get blurred and oftentimes they're not there at all when it comes to the opposition. But as an economist, let me ask you, because you said कि भारत की economy suffer होगी तो मैं भी suffer हूँ, मुझे भी दुख होगा. This entire tariff tantrum by Donald Trump, there are estimates which say that it could shave off up to 0.5% of Bharat's GDP. Do you agree, disagree?
No. Just try to understand one by one all points. The entire world, Anandji, is going towards economic nationalism. This is a new world. The entire world is moving towards deglobalization. Like MAGA. What is MAGA? It is economic nationalism. So President Trump are targeting those countries where America's current account deficit is negative. So United States approximately imports goods from India to the tune of something around 85 to $90 billion. and they export something around $40-45 billion to India. So they had a CAD deficit of around $40-45 billion. So they are targeting, and they are talking about economic nationalism. They are talking about deglobalization. Now, Indian economy, Anandji, is having a very strong one fundamental, which is not there with many emerging economies, that ours is not export dependent economy. Ours is a consumption driven economy. Like, just for your reference, the total exports which Indian economy made to United States is around 2% of GDP. Out of those 2% of GDP, around 1%, 1.5% of commodity doesn't come under the 25% tariff also. Because there are special arrangements for those commodities, like pharmaceuticals. The remaining commodities which they are talking about is still, as you can see, I can say, in the best interest of both US and India, the decision to implement the 25% tariff was postponed by 7 more days. And I see, Anandji, an opportunity of recalibration. What I mean by recalibration, I will give you 2-3 examples. Like our import from Russia's crude oil was less than 2% or around 2% in 2022. Today it is 36%. Means if we are importing 100 barrels of crude, 36 barrels are coming from Russia. And in 2022, it was only 2 barrels. Why? It was only 2 barrels. Why it had happened? Because we were getting the benefits in the form of the prices by importing crude oil from Russia.
And also direct conversion, rupee to ruble.
Yeah. And now that benefit is more or less settled. Means it's still there is a benefit, but the benefit, earlier the benefit was of this amount, now it is here. Somewhat. So we can recalibrate on this. Second, India's, and I always used to say, Anandji, in the last 2 months, we were talking about our military dominance over Pakistan, the highly successful Operation Sindoor, the precision and the objectivity of Operation Sindoor. But Operation Sindoor have a very big impact on Indian economy. And I will give you an example. India was not in the world's first 10 countries as far as the defense exports are concerned. Now, with our precision, with our technology, the way, and Prime Minister himself in the Parliament had mentioned कि 1,000 से ज़्यादा मिसाइलें आई. But none of that missile from Pakistan were able to touch Bharat Mata. Why? Because of our technology. Because of we are not propagating Iron Dome. See, actual Iron Dome is India. 1,000 missile, nobody is able to touch the India. Bharat Mata की भूमि पर एक missile touch नहीं हुई. So the entire world, and I can predict as an economist, I'm not talking to you as a politician. As an economist, I'm saying that the defense sector is exponentially going to grow in the next 5 to 7 years. From major countries of the world, we are going to receive a big technology oriented defense equipments order, and our exports on defense is going to grow.
So that will somewhere perhaps also mitigate certain pressures that certain other nations would want to impose on.
That's what, Anandji, I was saying, recalibration.
So,
like other economies of the world, Indian economy is also recalibrating.
Well, we'll have this entire conversation, a larger conversation on economic nationalism and this need for recalibration very soon. Gaurav Vallabhji, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for putting things simply and very succinctly for our viewers. Thank you. Namaste. So that was Gaurav Vallabh. Let's also now look at another aspect where there is a certain amount of recalibration happening, of trying to rediscover our scriptures, the knowledge, the philosophy, the depth of understanding the universe and the human being's relation with the cosmos and the universe, and of course the Supreme. And when that message comes from the person, Bhagwan himself, because it is his song of God, that is Bhagavad Gita, and its adaptation in one of the oldest languages spoken on earth at this moment, that is Tamil, it's very special. On Sunday, the 27th of July, Prime Minister Narendra Modi released the Tamil versification of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita created by the Chinmaya Mission in Chennai as envisioned by Swami Mitrananda. Chinmaya Mission's gift to the Tamil diaspora from around the world for the 75th year of the Chinmaya Movement. So marking the 75th year of the Chinmaya Movement. The release happened at the Gangaikonda Cholapuram in Tamil Nadu, where the Prime Minister acknowledged and praised the efforts of the Chinmaya Mission and all those connected to this project for their contribution in adding to the legacy of Tamil culture and also making the Gita available to those who are not so well versed in Sanskrit. Yes, there are many adaptations and the versification of the Bhagavad Gita has happened in multiple languages, but Tamil is very special. And why? Let's go straight across to the person whose idea it was. That is Swami Mitrananda, spiritual mentor of the Chinmaya Mission, joining us at this point. We'll also have Sai Teja and Ashutosh Narayan Mishra and our Gayatri, who are all responsible or involved in not just the AI, the tech, and also the adaptation itself. My namaste to everybody. Swamiji, take us through. How did this happen? Let's start with you. And why is this so special?
Namaskar, Anand Narasimhan. Namaskar. Namaskar to the viewers, and thank you very much for calling us to discuss this. Swami Chinmayanand took up Bhagavad Gita, spread it across the globe for 42 years. That's a huge work. The book, otherwise, which was kept in the puja room, was brought to the living room. This 4 decades of work was that. And this being the 75th year of Chinmaya Mission, we decided we should do something, and the best we thought would be versifying the Gita in Tamil according to Anushtup Chandas, the way in which it is written.
So the 32 and 48 syllables.
And this one is done in Anushtup Chandas, just those exactly like Sanskrit, and in a very easy Tamil. Everybody who knows little Tamil can easily understand it. So this was our project, and we took it up to reach out to the Tamil diaspora in this state where we lived. People, there is great philosophy like Tirumandiram, Tirumular has written, Tirukural, there are books, but people could not have direct access to the Gita. Now they can read Gita without an interpreter. That's something which the mission feels very nice, and it was really beautiful that Ilayaraja sir, a legendary musician, and he is called musical sage. Isainyani means musical sage. A musical sage coming up to bring music. He made Gita very meditative with his music. So that way, I'm sure the Tamil audience across would feel thrilled to connect with the Gita and with Isainyani's music adding to it. And I must tell you, Ilayaraja sir does one movie in 3 days. That's the speed. And he has done 1,523 movies. And one movie in 3 days. Here he took more than a month to compile 125 slokas. So you can understand Ilayaraja sir's involvement in this project. He went step by step, came back again. He said he found, no, this is not okay. We need to do. Till yesterday, he's working on it on certain adjustments.
Okay.
So there's a major launch of this on 3rd of August.
So 125 slokas is what you said, but the Bhagavad Gita itself is more than 700 verses, 720 around. So, and who are your teammates? The people who you have brought us together to introduce us to. So tell us their role and introduce us to them.
Yes.
Gayatri ji, Sai Teja and Ashutosh ji.
Yes. There are 701 verses in the Gita.
Ji.
In which Ilayaraja sir tuned for 125 with a contemporary music, absolutely meditative. The rest of the 700 slokas which are there in the traditional style, we have recorded. All the 18 chapters are recorded and it's available in the audio. What Ilayaraja sir did is an audio and video we have put together.
Yeah, there's a lot of AI in the video also, I see that.
The team which is with you here is Ashutosh Narayan, Sai Teja and Gayatri. Gayatri was a pivotal person. She's a teacher, Tamil teacher in Chinmaya Vidyalaya. She was there with the from the beginning till the end. Anchored this as far as Tamil translation and various, even tuning the slokas. And Ashutosh and Sai Teja are the members of Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. They took it up, and I gave them 14 days time to create this beautiful AI project. And they did it. I will ask Ashutosh now to explain working on Gita with AI.
So there is tech, science into spirituality. That's what you have been able to infuse. Yes, Ashutosh.
Yes. So, sir, it's popularly said that one picture speaks 1,000 words. And for us, we created about 30,000 AI visuals, more than 30,000 pictures. And then out of that, we filtered about 1,000 pictures, which we further animated to bring down a continuous story that we presented in form of a movie. Now, there were certain pictures that we used probably 2 seconds. There were certain pictures we used 3 seconds. Now, Swami Chinmaya ji said, speak to them in the language they understand. Now, he broke the tradition by using English when the custom said otherwise. And today's language is AI. So we use AI to share the same ancient wisdom he brought to the masses. And so it's like, there's a research that clearly shows that whenever India's spiritual culture has grown, our economy has flourished as well. So, taking this thing, this proves that Virasat sort of comes from Vikas. Exactly why I support the PM's vision of Virasat Bhi Vikas Bhi. Spirituality is the wisdom, language is the tool, whether spoken or technical, today's universal language, AI. And this project was sort of inspired, and it is just the beginning. Next, we envision to work on texts like Panchatantra, creating immersive content for future generations. So, as the Indian diaspora is growing its global influence, we aim to equip them with Bharat's ancient wisdom, using every source, whether that is AI, media, collaboration, to share our heritage worldwide. Through AI, or heritage just doesn't survive. It speaks, it lives, and it thrives.
Sai Teja, what was your role?
So I was also, namaste to everyone present here. I was also part of the team that was involved in creating the AI visuals for the 43-minute audio. And for me personally, this project was very inspirational because I think in accordance to the vision of our Guru, Gurudev Swami Mitrananda ji, who used a modern tool, who used a Western tool to convey the wisdom of the Eastern world. I think today, after 75 years, to commemorate the 75 years of Chinmaya Mission Movement, we've also used a very modern tool to convey the Eastern wisdom, the ancient wisdom of the East. I think the challenge here is that a lot of people have experimented and are trying to experiment by depicting few episodes of Ramayana or Mahabharata using AI. I think we've taken the daring step to convey very complex philosophical concepts that are expounded by Bhagavan Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. I think for me personally, I feel this project is a gateway or a stepping stone for youngsters across the country to experiment, to understand their culture better and convey that in the most modern manner possible.
Right. But Gayatri ji, yours is the toughest job, to translate without taking away the real Mula Artha of the verses. And it's quite complex. I'm a very humble student of the book of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. But what comes to mind is, say, chapter 6.5. The reference to the word Atma itself is in different contexts in the same verse. So how did you translate that in simple Tamil?
Yes, you are very right, sir. Ulaga Tamilargalukku vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Thank you for having me here, sir. Hari Om Swamiji. From the spark of Swami Mitrananda's idea, 6 teachers we teamed up, sir. From Chinmaya Vidyalayas, Chennai. We teamed up and we worked on about an year. We worked on under the guidance of Sannyasi Swami Mitrananda and Swami Sureshananda ji. As you very well said, it was very difficult. First of all, initially you mentioned, sir, we are also not having much knowledge in Sanskrit. We have little knowledge only. The team of Sanskrit teachers used to explain us the meaning. Then we understand. Then we search for the words, how can be simplified to the people to understand the meaning by reading the verses. But then it took much time, sir. Sometimes for a verse, 2 hours we worked to get into exact meaning and to express the same meaning in Tamil. It took it. Then we had to refer to Kamban, Thiruvalluvar, then Bharatiyar also sometime. Then we created our own Tamil words, like Agathon. Then Ulavi Magridal. Ulavi means wandering here and there. That and all given in Sanskrit.
Yeah.
We have to translate it in Tamil and it should be meaningful. It should be understandable very easily by the public. Ulavi Magridal. That and all we have created. In our team we created, sir. It was a very nice experience which by words we cannot express. First of all, than the transformation of others, the transformation within us, the team of teachers, was the wonderful transformation, sir.
Because you would have very intensely read the Bhagavad Gita. You read 5 pages a day, your life changes in a week. That's what is the beauty of this book, is what many would say who are students of it. So one has to experience it. And that too not from a religious point of view, but a purely understanding, the knowledge, the absolute knowledge or the truth. That's what it is. But Swamiji, final word, let me quickly ask you, just like Atma, there is Dharma. So there are different words and Acharyas have various interpretations. So whose teachings would you follow in this translation?
No. See, the interpretations of the Acharyas were different.
Yes.
The word remained the same. What is Sanskrit, what is equivalent, we have retained it.
Okay.
So if Advaitin reads it, he will also find the same translation. Dvaitin or Visishta Advaitin reads it, he would find the same translation. So we did not dilute the actual verses.
Because there are also those who opine between the Shankara, Madhva and the Ramanuja interpretations also. So that is why I was asking you this.
Yes. It will appeal to all 3 schools.
Well, as long as more people read and more people want to learn and more people want to understand this knowledge of the of all times. It is a Sanatana knowledge. It's not even old. It's just eternal. It still remains. It continues even in modern days. Thank you. Always a great pleasure to speak with all of you, and thank you for your work. Thank you.
Anand, last point. I sent a letter to the PM.
Right.
Saying this is what we are doing. Our youngsters are involved. Teachers are involved. It'll be nice for you to launch it. Immediately, within a week, I get a reply saying, let's do it in Ganga. So he chose the occasion to do it.
Well,
so that's a real pride for all of us.
Let's hope Tamara all across the world now read it. That's what we need, and understand and enjoy this knowledge and also learn from it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Namaste to everybody. Thank you.
Co-presented by This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
The opposition, remember, is now going to intensify the entire stir, which so far was limited to the parliament. But Rahul Gandhi has already attacked the Election Commission on the SIR issue. What we are being told is that he's saying that votes are being stolen. He's reiterated that Election Commission is involved in vote theft. Listen in to what the leader of opposition has to say.
पास ओपन एंड शट प्रूफ है कि इलेक्शन कमीशन वोट चोरी में इन्वॉल्व है, और मैं लाइटली नहीं बोल रहा हूं, मैं 100% प्रूफ के साथ बोल रहा हूं, ठीक है। और आप सबको पता लग जाएगा, जैसे ही हमने ये रिलीज किया, पूरे देश को पता लग जाएगा कि इलेक्शन कमीशन वोटर चोरी करा रहा है। किसके लिए करा रहा है? किसके लिए करा रहा है? बीजेपी के लिए करा रहा है। ओपन एंड शट है, नो क्वेश्चन। हमें मध्य प्रदेश में सस्पिशन था, लोकसभा में सस्पिशन था, महाराष्ट्र में वो थोड़ा आगे गया, स्टेट लेवल पे हमें लगा कि यहां पे चोरी हुई है, वोटर एडिशन हुआ था। 1 करोड़ वोटर्स ऐड हुए थे। फिर हम थोड़ा डिटेल में गए, हमने कहा देखो अब इलेक्शन कमीशन तो मदद नहीं कर रहा है, तो थोड़ी ग्रैन्युलैरिटी में जाना है, गहराई में जाना है। तो हमने अपना ही इन्वेस्टिगेशन करवाया, उसमें 6 महीने लगे और जो हमें मिला है वो एटम बॉम्ब है। मतलब एटम बॉम्ब है, फटेगा तो आप इलेक्शन कमीशन आपको दिखेगा नहीं हिंदुस्तान में।
Claims coming in from the leader of opposition Rahul Gandhi. Remember, it's not the first time that he's accused the EC of stealing votes for the BJP, but this comes again on a day when the voter draft has been released by the EC in the state of Bihar. Pallavi Ghosh joins me with more perspective on that news story. Pallavi should be joining us in just a bit, but remember, Rahul Gandhi has reiterated that he has proof, and not just any proof. He's gone on to label it as proof which is an atom bomb. Once that will be released, will not in fact leave the EC with any face saving. But it's important that he is now indicating that they are all set to release that evidence in some time from now, as Arunima was highlighting that these political parties, even the ones in the opposition, have been given a copy of the SIR draft rollout, and one that will also be uploaded at 3 p.m. today for public consumption. But these parties have their hands on this, and keeping all of this in mind, Rahul Gandhi is stepping out in the parliament, making that claim that he will be exposing the election commission, reiterating his accusation that the election commission is stealing votes of the people of Bihar. He's also referred to the assembly elections in Maharashtra, even MP. Arunima joins me on the phone line with more inputs. So Arunima, as you were highlighting earlier, that Rahul Gandhi is already now creating a stir, rather intensifying the stir by making that claim that he's going to expose that evidence, which is an atom bomb, as he's claimed. But give us a sense of how the strategy that Rahul Gandhi is now going to be following.
See, he has been speaking about this voter list fraud for some time. Even on the floor of the House, he spoke about Maharashtra elections, and he suffered a setback. The Mumbai High Court, the judiciary in Maharashtra, refused to entertain the plea that his party had taken. There was no such positive news from the Delhi High Court either, as far as Haryana elections are concerned. So even though he has been constantly harping on the point, he first spoke about Maharashtra and Haryana. Latest edition was Karnataka, where he said that central Bengaluru elections were also chosen. Today he has also spoken about Madhya Pradesh, where Kamal Nath government lost, saying that we had our doubts there and in Lok Sabha. So his list is increasing, but where is the evidence? And if there is evidence, then this could be his best chance. In this, role revision in Bihar, if he can come up with document to show that about 30 lakh people who have been marked as deceased, some of them are actually alive, then it is his chance to embarrass the EC. If he can come up with documents to show that around 25-28 lakh people who have been marked as people not staying at their address, then it is his chance to prove that, what I was saying is true. Here is the proof of it. So this is a golden opportunity for the opposition in Bihar SIR process to show that what they have been saying is backed by proof on ground. If not, Election Commission will turn around once again and tell you, I told you so.
And they've already done that, especially in the case of Maharashtra and other states, because remember, the main plank of the BJP, of the centre, and of course of the Election Commission has also been that never have such accusations been heard for states like Karnataka or Telangana.
Yes, and even allies. I mean, you hear Uddhav Thackeray, what did he say about Maharashtra? He said, we lost the election because the battle of we became battle of I, meaning there were internal problems within the alliance. You listen to Omar Abdullah. National Conference had a sweeping win in Jammu and Kashmir. He's an alliance partner. He has refused to blame the electoral process. So also Jharkhand, again an alliance partner. Bharatiya Janata Party went hammer and tongs against Hemant Soren. He was in jail, so there were allegations of corruption. There was allegation that, Bangladeshi infiltration was happening in Santhal Pargana. Even after that, Hemant Soren came back with a thumping win in Karnataka to, Siddaramaiah government proved that it had the mettle to defeat BJP. So if there was extensive voter fraud happening, how are these states being won by opposition member parties is what Election Commission officials also asked.
Absolutely. Many thanks to you, Arunima, for bringing us all those latest inputs on that news story. Sardar R.P. Singh joining me on the phone line. Good to have you, sir. How do you, in fact, respond to Rahul Gandhi's latest claim that he has evidence which is the equivalent of an atom bomb that once it is released...
Good evening. You're watching Brass Tacks with me, Poonam Burde. Donald Trump's tariff tantrum, as many would call it, has led to India facing 25% tariffs on its exports to the United States. But India is standing firm. New Delhi will not bow to what some would call these bullying tactics. No concessions will be made when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to dairy. That red line has been drawn by New Delhi. Interests of our farmers, of our MSMEs, of our entrepreneurs, that's all paramount, and national interests, India's interests, will be first when the negotiating talks happen. In fact, in an interview with CNBC, US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent remarked that the US president and all of the trade negotiating team is completely frustrated with India. Perhaps because India has decided that we're not going to give you the kind of leeways that the United States is eyeing, and there is good reason why. Listen in to that admission by the US Secretary of Treasury before we dig deep.
A lot was made of the president's comments about India. We were trying to figure it out exactly what, and it's obviously negotiating and leverage and everything else. And we've heard that we're close with India, and that's one of the majors, other than China, that are left. What was the president's intent yesterday with some of those comments about India? And do you expect something to happen before the deadline?
Well, I don't know what's going to happen. It'll be up to India. India came to the table early. They've been slow rolling things. So I think that the president, the whole trade team's a bit frustrated with them. And also, India's been a large buyer of sanctioned Russian oil that they then resell as refined products. So, they have not been a great global actor.
Now, there are a lot of reasons why Trump and his administration is frustrated and is lashing out at India. But do any of these reasons warrant that India should give in, or should that the United States president should be trying to use his position to bully India? Now, he's frustrated because India won't concede on dairy, on agriculture, like I pointed out. But why shouldn't India watch out its own interests? Isn't Donald Trump trying to do exactly that? India has also refused to stop buying Russian